Who's worried about unmade beds, dirty dishes, the trash, bathrooms, quarreling, etc.? Who's worried about them? Kids or moms?
Mom.
Yes. Do the kids worry about it? Did you ever have a kid come home and say, I felt terrible all day. I forgot to make my bed this morning? Do you ever have them say that? They don't care. They don't care at all. Moms worry about trash. How many times do you tell your kids to clean the kitchen? How many times do you tell them to make their beds? Over and over and over. You got to make the kids own the problem. And the only way to do that is to take action. The person who's worried about it owns the problem. But you can shift it. Now, I want to talk to you about a couple things. My son David wouldn't make his bed. And Mama came in and she says, your boy won't make his bed. Whenever they says, your boy, I know I'm in trouble. Your son is not cooperating. You go do your fatherly duty. Go upstairs and tell that boy that he's got to make his bed just like everybody else, that he's no privileged character. He thinks he's better than everybody else. I says, okay, I'll go up there. And I says, David, Mama says you won't make your bed. That's right. How come you won't make your bed, son? Well, you just mess it up again, Pa. You make it every day and mess it up again. That's wasted effort. Just make it and mess it up. Make it and mess it up. Make it and mess it up. I says, okay, I got the idea, but we all need to cooperate. We all need to make our bed. So can I count on you to make your bed? And just, don't make a big deal. Just take a second. Make your bed. No. Well, why not? Why won't you cooperate? Pa, you just mess it up again. You make it and you mess it up again. It's just stupid. You got to do it over and over and over. Can you talk to a 17-year-old? So I went downstairs. The next morning he comes down. He says, Papa, I'm in a hurry. Where's breakfast? I said, we don't have it anymore. He says, we don't have it anymore at all. I says, never again. We'll never have it again. He says, how come? I says, well, I figured if I fed you, you'd just get hungry again. He looked kind of funny and rolled his eyes, scratched his head and thought a minute. And he says, Papa, I'm going to go make my bed. I said, smart boy, I'll fix breakfast. See, you just got to explain it so they understand. That's all. Okay. Well, there was this preschooler. This preschooler every morning gave Mom and Dad a bad time. He would not get up. And he was like 5 or so. 6. No, I guess he was about 5 because he was still in preschool, just at the end of that. And he was into his power. Can you make a kid get dressed? You can't. And every morning, he caused a big problem because everybody would rush in and Herkimer wasn't ready yet. And so he'd lay there and Mama would be trying to get his clothes on. He'd lay there, oh, God. He's getting all kinds of mileage out of this. Mother would say, make your foot stiff so I can get your sock on. And trying to help. And every morning, and they got tired of this. Said, okay, get him an alarm clock and set it and tell him that you're not going to even talk to him about it. When the alarm goes off, it's up to him. He's a big boy. He has to manage his own time and resources. And he has to get up. And he has to get himself dressed too. And you got the easy stuff there. It's just slip-on pants. And he can do this. And you'll tie his shoes. But he needs to come down for breakfast, etc. And you're not going to tell him. Well, the alarm clock, the novelty of the alarm clock, he got up for a couple, 3 times. All right? And then he wasn't having nearly as much fun as it used to be. So the alarm clock went off this day and he got his jammies off. And then he just fell back on the bed and waited for the big problem. And so the big problem, when it happened, Dad came in and said, where are you? Oh, and he hollered to Mama, Mama, Herkimer didn't have time to dress this morning. So get him some clothes, and we got to go. Herkimer, come on, let's go. I'm not dressed. Starts his whining, starts his little act, okay, the little power thing. Well, that's okay, son, come on. Dad picked him up, and it was raining. Dad picked him up and took him out of the car under his arm, within his briefcase in one arm and the kid in the other arm. It was raining, and he kind of ran. You can picture this. The little kid naked as a turkey buzzard. Just ran out there with a sack that Mother had with his clothes. The kid screamed all the way to preschool, having his tantrum. Papa just turned the radio up and drove on. And he didn't get dressed. He did not choose to get dressed. That's his decision. And they got to the preschool and picked him up again. And kind of still drizzly. Papa ran in with his kid, and all his buddies. As he walks by. And the teacher came out halfway. She was into this. She realized what happened. Oh, Herkimer, I see you didn't have time to dress this morning. Come on in the cloak closet. And took him in there. And left him in the cloak closet with those clothes. When he finally came out, he had the clothes on that Mother had selected for him. Now, when you select your own, when you select your own clothes, you can have some nice stuff. But Mother picked up a little pair of his sister's panties that were too small, and had one green sock and one blue sock, the most hideous outfit you ever saw. So he had a choice to stay in the closet for the rest of his life, or come out and face the world in these clothes. How often do you think that happened again? That was the last time. Now, don't do it with the 15-year-old. They get really upset. Okay? Do you understand this? Let it happen. Let them have the consequence of their ridiculous stuff. All right, now, you tell your kids to make their bed every day, don't you? And pick up their clothes, don't you? Do they do it? Why don't they do it? There's no need. They don't do it. So you tell Herkimer, you got to make your bed every morning, Herkimer. Susan, you got to pick up your clothes, Susan. And Raymond, you got to pick up your clothes. And I will never mention clothes again, promise. I will never mention clothes again, but I love you. Remember that. Mama, are you threatening us? No, sweethearts. Just remember how much I love you. So they do it for a couple of days. And then Herkimer gets up late and his bed's not made and he just says, oh, what the heck? Because Mama always yells and screams. But my Mama doesn't. She stands at the door and says, bye, sweethearts. Love you. Love you. They say, what's Mama smoking? She's usually all upset. Hurry, get down this room. Where's your lunch? Where's your coat? Where's your that? You'd forget your head if it wasn't stuck on. And then the kids would go and Mama sits there after the kids leave. All the pressure's on her. Is that right? Not anymore. Bye. Love you. Have a great day. And they all left. Now Herkimer comes back first, and everything in his room had been picked up, all cleaned up, looked really nice. In fact, Mother had taken all the toys and got rid of them. And his bed was gone. Mother, we've been robbed. My bed's gone. Well, I gave it away. Mr. Jones says the most important thing is to have a good relationship with your children. And if anything's getting in the way, like an unmade bed or whatever, get rid of it so you don't have any problem between you. So now we can have a wonderful relationship. I'll never bother about bed again. There's no problems with bed. You crazy woman. You let somebody take my bed? That's child abuse. Go ahead, keep it. I don't need your stupid bed. I got a sleeping bag. Just make sure you roll it up and put it away every day. Love you. Love you. Mama, you crazy? Susan comes home, people, and Mother had stood there and soaked her clothes in water and tied them in real tight knots. Now, the reason you tie them in knots and soak them in water is because when you throw them, they go about 4 times as far as when they're dry. And she had stood out there and threw them up in this 30 or 40-foot tree. It was way, way up there. She got about 50 items, brassieres, panties, everything up in that tree. It looked like somebody had toilet papered the house. All kinds of stuff. It looked like it was a Christmas tree. She got off the bus, came up there. Yikes! Mother, Raymond put all my stuff up the tree. You did it, Mama? How come you did it? Well, I'm never going to say anything about clothes anymore, honey. If it ever comes out, it's because you bring it up. But why did you throw it up in the tree? She's out there halfway up the tree trying to get the real tall one, shaking it, getting with a pole. Took her about a half an hour to get all that stuff down. Why did you throw them up in the tree, Mother? Well, you didn't notice them on the way out this morning. They were all over the floor. I just wanted to make sure you noticed them on the way in. Did you see them? Did you see them? Yeah, I saw them. Well, that's terrible. That's terrible. Raymond comes home. He sees that. That's the silliest thing he ever saw. He runs in his bedroom. He must have lucked out because everything's right where he left it. He went to pick something up and it fell out of his hand. Mother had gone out and got a roofing stapler. They ran. And a roofing stapler. And she put those babies through that, about 50, the socks, the underwear, right where it has with the 2 holes, right there. Everything is right there. Ties from church a week ago, everything. It's fun to be a mother. No mercy, no mercy. The woman just kind of lost it, And the way you do a book is you open up the book and just do the back cover and then fold it back. And they go to pick it up. It's really a surprise. Why did you do that, Mother? You ruined my stuff. And what did Mother say? She says, I never nag about clothes. Well, why'd you do that? Why'd you staple everything? You ruined my stuff, Mama. You really did. And he's out there trying to pry these things up with a screwdriver and all. She says, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Well, I just assumed, honey, that you'd put everything right where you wanted it. And I didn't want anybody to move it. And so you can count on it anytime you're gone, Now those kids get up and they rush out to there and Mama's at the front door. Love you. Bye-bye, honey. They get out to the curb and they start worrying.